My name is Reed Jacobson, and I'm the owner and director of operations for Ortho Scholar Marketing. Today I'll walk you through our tutorial on how to increase your website sales by over 500%. I'll move pretty fast through this demonstration, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact us through our website at orthoscholar.com/tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll cover how to simplify your website sales path, reduce the clicks that lose visitors, speed up your website's load time, make contacting you even easier, increase sales using live chat tools, position your best-selling products, and perform some search engine optimization. To keep my references simple, I'll pull all statistics from one book, Website Optimization by Andrew B. King, and here's the works cited so that you can check it out for yourself. Let's jump right in using the sample website. The first thing I'd like to point out is how simple this website is. It has no drop-down menus and very few options. That's intentional because visitors actually purchase more when they're presented with less distractions, a clear and easy conversion track, and overall fewer options. Simple websites also load much faster, and they reduce the number of clicks visitors have to make before buying, both very important factors in retaining visitors and making sales. Some statistics from the book Website Optimization are: with each click a user is forced to make, about 50% of your traffic is lost. Also, 33% of broadband shoppers are unwilling to wait more than 4 seconds for a web page to load. And in live testing, with every 100 millisecond increase in load time, the website decreased sales by 1%. That equates to a 10% loss in sales during just 1 second of load time, and that loss can actually be greater as the seconds increase. We also see that each time your visitor has to click, you lose half of your website's hard-earned traffic. So to reduce the amount of clicks and wait time, make sure that your website is extremely simple and very fast. When simplifying your website, don't just delete the links and the pages you drop from your main menu. You don't want to lose any pages that the search engines have already indexed, and if not linked properly, any remaining pages could be considered dead and/or expired, which is not good. So keep all of your pages online and link only to the most important ones in your main menu, and link to the rest in your side column, footer, and sitemap. To further increase the speed of your website, reduce and eliminate as much code as possible, especially JavaScript, Flash, and other similar coding languages. We once got a client's website to load 12 times faster by eliminating all JavaScript, cleaning up poor HTML code, and combining multiple images into one single image, all while keeping the overall look and functionality of the website the same. To explain why I mentioned combining multiple images into one, web browsers limit the number of simultaneous connections they make to a web server. So, if a visitor's web browser only makes 4 simultaneous connections to your website server, and you have 12 images on your web page, then the browser will retrieve 4 images at a time from your server and will have to make 3 full round trips, one after another, just to get the images. But if you combine those 12 images into one single image, then the browser can get all of them at once, causing the images on the page to load at least 3 times faster and greatly cutting down the overall load time. To show you a real-world example of what I'm talking about, on this website we see a lot of different images. Specifically, the blue menu buttons, a gray one when we hover over it, 5 different social media icons, the live chat person, and the top and bottom borders of the right column. Those appear to be 10 or more different images, but they're actually all contained within one larger image. As you can see here, this single image holds all of those images, and we've set up the website style sheet to show only the portion of the image that we want in each location. Setting up images in this manner is more difficult than the typical style, but in situations like these where eliminating a few seconds can drastically affect your website sales, it's well worth the time and effort. The next step I'll cover is geared toward lead-generating websites rather than e-commerce sites. If your website's primary goal is to generate leads, then make sure your visitors can contact you from every single page of your website. Look here: address, large phone number, live chat feature, contact form. And notice that the contact form contains as few submission fields as possible. That's because visitors submit contact forms more often when they're required to provide less information, which, for the visitors, means both fewer steps and less risk. In the case of this contact form, a visitor only has to supply name and email address, which is very few steps and low risk. You can even eliminate CAPTCHA and other human validation, and instead implement some well thought out spam filters. Our main spam filter is that any submissions containing a URL or website address get rejected and give the submitter a chance to remove the URL and resubmit. Web robots almost always submit URLs in their messages, which is why that filter stops over 90% of our spam, more than what CAPTCHA blocks anyway, and best of all, it makes for one less step that our human visitors have to take in order to contact us. One thing that you may want to add to your contact form is a link to your website's privacy policy. Visitors generally won't read your policy, but the fact that it exists improves their feelings of security and trust in your service, and it statistically increases their submissions. So first, make sure that you actually have a privacy policy on your website, and then show your visitors that it exists by adding a link to it in your contact form. Another important contact element is the live chat feature. It provides visitors a way to ask questions and get immediate answers without having to provide any of their contact information. That means it poses no risk to your visitors, which is why it's frequently their preferred method of initial contact. Most of all, any visitors who actually utilize the live chat feature are many times more likely to purchase products or services from you. According to the book Website Optimization, if you add a live chat customer support tool to your website and train your customer support staff to use it effectively, you can increase your conversions by up to 500% and reduce the length of your sales cycle by 48%. Referring back to the title of this tutorial, Increase Your Website Sales by Over 500%, you see that implementing this strategy alone could achieve that goal for you. These live chat systems can even be set up so that the visitor's questions are converted and sent as text messages to a cell phone number of your choosing. The visitors don't see the cell phone number, and your staff member in charge of the phone simply responds as if it was a normal text message, and that text message gets converted and sent back to the visitor's chat window. Next, I'll focus on the website's header. Make it as small as possible, but keep enough space to include a few important items, such as your logo in a good size, business name, at least one keyword-rich link, and your contact information. Reducing this space is important because visitors don't scroll down web pages as much as you'd think, which means that the upper portions of your web pages need to feature items that either generate leads or sales. From the book Website Optimization, we find, to boost click-through and conversion rates, place your most important links, forms, and calls to action in the first screen, in other words, above the fold. In an eye-tracking study of web pages, 76.5% of the users clicked on links above the fold, whereas the rest clicked on links below the fold. That leaves only 23.5% of clicks to occur below the first screen. In other words, items are over 3 times more likely to get clicked, read, and utilized if visitors see them without having to scroll down. So, reduce the space occupied by items that are not generating leads or sales, such as your website's header, and move up the items that are making you money. For example, since this slideshow is in the upper portion of the homepage, every single slide should be updated to feature a best-selling product or service. The final item I want to cover is how to do some on-site search engine optimization. In the website's header, you'll notice a large link with the words Faketown Orthodontist. Search engines will place greater value on this link because it's larger and higher on the page. Also, when search engines find links, they apply a lot of value to the words in those links, and they strongly associate those words with the pages that they link to. So make sure that your links contain the words that you want your pages to show up for in the search engines, and put your single most important keyword-rich link in your website's header. When we visit the Faketown Orthodontist link, you'll find that those keywords also match the page title, URL and file name, page headlines, and would also perfectly match the page text if this text were real. To implement the same strategy on your own website, build a single page that's specific to one keyword phrase, and then have all the links to that page contain the keyword phrase or other similar words. Build more pages to focus on more keyword phrases, but make sure that each page focuses on just one phrase, and put keyword-rich links to those pages within your website's content and right column. Ultimately, that keyword focus and link system will greatly help those pages take valid positions in the search engines. This strategy can be very powerful. For example, we took a business in a low competition market from being non-existent in search results to being in the top 3 for multiple of their desired keyword phrases just by setting up keyword-rich links in their website's header and page content and pointing those links to keyword-focused pages. In the end, we increased their website's monthly sales by approximately 1,400%, or email us at info@orthoscholar.com. Thanks for watching our tutorial on how to increase your website sales by over 500%, and best of luck to you!